That's not how this works, baby. Okay, so since we've got 80 degrees for an entire week, we are going to plant summer stuff, spring stuff, whatever you want to call it. Today we're going to do watermelon, cantaloupe, hominy melon, whatever melon this turns out to be because it literally just says melon, and some more carrots, even though I put some over there because carrots and melons apparently do really well together. I found out that I cannot plant all of my melons in the same bed because apparently when you plant melons of different varieties in the same bed, they attract more pests. So we're going to do some spinach because it says that lettuce types are better to plant with them and they help them thrive and deter pests. And we're going to do some Mysterium. I think I have some left. And if I have any marigolds left, we're going to do those too. And drop some cottage blend flowers. And sunflowers do really good too. So we're going to put sunflowers with it too. Just because, you know, I'm trying to fill the beds. So basically you can plant anything with melons except for other melons and squash. Do not plant squash with any of your melons. You don't want to do that. So since this spot in my garden in the afternoon doesn't get a whole lot of sun, we're going to plant the melons on this side and then the things that need more shade in the middle. And I'll build the trellis and show you guys how I do that when I'm ready to get that done. So for now, I'm really just going to dive into actually putting these seeds in the ground. And mostly this video is so that I don't forget what I planted and where. Not really lessons on how to do this. The bed is another attempt at no-till. So I've got, I don't know, 5 or 6 cardboard boxes broken down underneath here. I think you can see them here. Broken down underneath here. I put a layer of my wood chips that I got from chipdrop.com for free that I still have way too many of. So like probably the next time you see a video from me, all of the empty space is going to be covered in wood chips because I just have so many of them. I think there's still like 1.5 tons out there in the front of my house that I think my neighbors are starting to get tired of. So yeah, let's get into planting. So I guess I didn't even finish telling you what else was in the bed. So the bottom of the bed is wood chips. So there's a layer of wood chips in here. There is also a layer of topsoil that I got. It's called timberline topsoil that I got. And the reason that I put that layer of topsoil in it is because I needed something that was going to be heavy for the roots to catch on to before they try to break through the cardboard. And also it was really wet and I needed the moisture to also try and help break down the cardboard, even though I really don't want it to break down too fast because I'm trying to keep the weeds out. But the topsoil is heavier than my garden soil, and this is going to settle and I'm going to have to add more dirt. And so I wanted to make sure that I left myself the space to be able to do that without taking away from what the seedlings need. So with it being loose and dry and all this, it just makes it easier. So I'm just gonna make a row. I am really big on reading the seed packets, even though you'll notice that with me, I kind of don't usually follow it, but I try to put some space in between it. So like this is what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna plant just the whatever watermelon this is supposed to be in this mound. So the instruction, I moved the packet. So the instructions on the back of it say sow seeds indoors. or sow seeds outdoors after danger of frost pass and the soil is warm. My soil is warm. I don't see any frost happening at least for 2 weeks. And if we get a surprise at the end of April, well, then I can cover this because I have like plenty of access to plastic sheeting to cover my beds, and they shouldn't be that big in 3 weeks. So we're just going to plant some. It says 6 to 8 days to germinate, half an inch in. So, oh, that's a big stick. So we're going to put a trench about a half an inch. It might not be accurate because I'm not really, I don't do things by eye very well. So I basically built up my mound, and then I made a trench in the mound so that we can drop the seeds. I'm going to say that this is half an inch. So that's where we're going to go, and we're just going to fold the dirt back over. And it says 6 for the seed spacing, 6 seeds for every 6 feet. Now, I don't really want to have to thin out this bed like that, and I feel like it's a waste of seeds to put that many seeds down. And this is not 6 feet. So this is probably, it's not 6 feet. I think it's 4 feet. So we're not going to even put 6 seeds in the ground. We're probably going to do 2 here, or 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here, and just have 3 plants. Because they're gonna need to be thinned anyway, and probably the middle one won't even germinate, or one of the 2 end ones won't germinate, and then it'll take care of my thinning problem in and of itself, so that I don't have to worry about it. So, watermelon. So, okay guys, so I just grabbed this, and I'm pretty sure I caught that I just opened this on camera right here. And this is empty. My packet of watermelon seeds is either empty, or like they're those really tiny little black things in there. So I don't even know how many I just dumped on the ground, because I think this is actually empty. I don't think there's any watermelon seeds in here, because I'm pretty sure watermelon seeds are supposed to be about that big. But there's nothing in this packet, and it was completely sealed. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, so now that I've gone back through my stash of seeds, I'm very disappointed, American Seed Company, that I definitely wasted money. Even though it was only a quarter, there were no watermelon seeds in here, and I honestly can't believe I didn't realize that. But I think it's because when I went to the Dollar Tree to get them, I bought everything that they had, and I wasn't really paying attention, so I'll charge that one to the game. But hopefully these ones that say melon are actually watermelon seeds instead. So we're gonna open these and see what these are. If they're black, and they're not. Okay, so I don't know what kind of melon this is gonna be, so this is what we're going to do. We're just going to plant it. There's no instructions, but I'm going to go basically off of what you do with the other melons. So we're still only going to put 6 seeds down, and they're very small. I forgot my bag. Okay, so hopefully we don't dump all those out. I'm going to do it just like I said. Seeds here. Seeds here. And then seeds on the end, and that should give us the proper spacing. We're just going to close it up, and again, this video is so that I know where I put stuff. So I am going to, in this area, which, you know, y'all can say what you want to say, your spacing's not going to be right, it's not going to grow, I really don't care. I'm putting spinach. I'm putting spinach because it doesn't get huge, and I really don't have to do anything but pick it as it grows. As far as thinning is concerned, yes, you're supposed to. Am I going to? Probably not. But believe it or not, spinach seeds are actually pretty big. So, I mean, you can see them. So we're going to do 2 here, 2 here. Where's that other seed? That one's right there. 2 here. We'll give it a little bit of space. And the reason that I'm doing this here is because spinach seeds and lettuces and stuff like that like cool temperatures. They like it like that. So why not give them what they like? They want it to be cool. It'll be nice and cool growing underneath these melons that I don't know what kind of melon they're going to be. Okay, so we're also going to do flowers. We're going to do flowers because marigolds help with vine borers. It helps keep them away, or they eat that instead of whatever. It's a deterrent. It helps. So we're going to plant them because, you hear that? There's actually seeds in there. So yeah. We'll know we'll actually get seeds out of this. Now, are they going to be marigolds? I don't know. Don't have much faith. Marigold seeds. They're kind of pretty. They look wispy. And they're very easy to blow away. So we're going to read the instructions. Sow in a sunny location long after danger of frost, or for earliest bloom, start indoors. We're not doing that. They're 2 to 3 inches high. Final spacing of the plants 6 to 8 inches apart. Days to germinate 10 to 14. Seed spacing 2 to 3 inches. Quarter of depth to sow. So this is a little deep, so we're just not going to put as much. So I like marigolds. They're really, really pretty. But I'm kind of just going to drop a few down the row, only because it's not like you're going to get one flower. You're going to get like a head of flowers, which works because that's what you want. You want them to have someplace else to go. You don't want the bugs and the vine borers and everything else getting into it, because I did pumpkins last year and I did cantaloupe last year, and I didn't even get to eat a cantaloupe because vine borers beat me to it. So I was not a happy camper. So because there's not a whole lot of space in this last area that I have to grow my iceberg lettuce right there, I'm going to put the iceberg lettuce right here, because it just makes sense. So we're going to do cilantro because it also likes shade, and I freaking love cilantro. Can't ever get enough of it. So these are kind of close together. I probably did that wrong. So we have, what did I just put here? I don't know what I just put there. I put the melons right here. Spinach. I did already plant spinach. I put spinach right here. Oh, cilantro. So cilantro is going to be over here. Guys, see, this is why you have to make videos when you're spacey, because spacey me just forgot what I just planted right here. Instantly. I forgot I put spinach in front of the melons, which is okay to actually plant them closer together because spinach does not have deep roots and melons do. So as my melons start to sprout, I will be adding more dirt, and I just dropped a coriander. Why do my spinach seeds and coriander seeds look exactly the same? Oh, they don't. Okay. So, again, with cilantro, we're just going to drizzle them in there because I love cilantro. And we'll thin them if we need to thin them, but honestly, I doubt it. But I have a feeling that it's going to try to take over if I don't make sure I pull it up properly this year and actually get the roots out. So left side of the bed is done. We've got spinach in here, we've got marigolds, we've got cilantro, coriander, and we've got our melons. So we have everything that we need on that. Oh, volunteer melon. No volunteers this year, guys. You can't just put yourself wherever you want to be. This is not up to you. Get back in the bed. Okay. All right, so in this one, I said I was going to do lettuce, but I think I want to do Swiss chard because I tried it in the greenhouse over the winter and I got nothing. Absolutely nothing from it. I didn't even get a sprout, and I honestly think it's because something ate it. So we're going to move to the other side and get readjusted. Okay, so now we're on the other side. That's the one we already did, and it's all the same, really. Got my topsoil. Yes, it's dry. Or my garden soil. Yes, it's dry. I know that it's dry. I want it to be dry so that when I water it in, I can see what happens when it settles instead of losing my seeds to watering it in because it wasn't right. So, let's see. We're going to do the honey melon and the leeks on this side. And the only reason I know I just said you can't plant them in the same bed, but I'm going to do it because it's a split bed and one can go one way and one can go the other way as long as I train them or put a trellis on this end, which I absolutely plan on doing. I just don't know when. So we're going to move the soil away from the wall to make our mound on this side because I want it to be very, very clear as to where these melons are. Now, again, these ones came in a heirloom, non-GMO pack, I guess, of a whole bunch of organic seeds. So yes, my seeds are still organic. Yes, my garden is still organic. No, we're still not using pesticides, and we're gonna try. Look at him. Look at him. There's nothing in there, buddy. See the bee? There's nothing in there. He's looking for something to pollinate, but I haven't put nothing down yet. You're a little early, guy. But yeah, so, and these look like they look just like the other melon seeds. I would not be shocked. Like just like the other melon seeds. I would not be shocked if I grew two of the same melon on each half of this garden bed. Which I guess is okay if it's the same melon. I don't think it's gonna hurt it, but we're gonna do 2, 2, and 2, and 3 spacing with the 1/2 inch of soil on top. And a little bit more than 1/2 inch is okay because, again, like I said, my soil is dry, and it's dry because I wanted to see what I was going to have to do later on to get the level up once these plants start to sprout, if I even have to, because honestly I shouldn't have to add any more soil because it's got a good 5 inches in there. So we've got our honey melons. This iceberg lettuce looks like it's gonna be huge. So I'm probably only going to put one here, right here, in this hole. And I'm gonna put one right here in this hole because I want to be able to put my flowers in here, but I also wanted to have room to actually grow. And I may not even have to put flowers in, but I'm still going to plant them. And if it looks like they're taking over, then I'm just, going to pull up the flowers. Because flowers, most of them, you can just transplant someplace else as long as you don't damage the roots. So we're going to put our lettuce in because I've been dying. I know it's iceberg lettuce. It's not like it's romaine, So I don't even know how many seeds that was. But we're just going to drop them in because that's all you need to do. Yeah, I know. I didn't read the instructions. You don't have to tell me. But over here, I actually want to put bachelor buttons just because I have marigolds on the other side. And I like the way bachelor buttons look. And they're blue and they're pretty. So we're just going to put them right down the middle here. And hopefully that'll bring some pollinators for the melons and all of that. And I'm not growing any of these flowers to sell, so I'm not worried about how big and beautiful they are. I just want my pollinators to have something to attract them to this area of the garden. And so this side is done. So we have our hominy melons, which look just like the other bag that said melons over there. And that side is going to be more full. It's going to have more things in it. I know it's off balance. Deal with it how you deal with it, but that's just what it is. So earlier today, since we're done with this bed, and I'll label it and everything because I've got the video, I'll just take pictures and mark where I put stuff and save the pictures because that's what I have to do. But earlier today I did this bed, and this is a bed I had last year. So I'm not even going to say that I amended the soil because last year after I was done growing, because I did not do a winter garden, But last year when I was done growing, I filled all of my beds with leaves, dried leaves from raking in the fall, and just kind of let them decompose. Like you can see in this one, it's just full of leaves. And my asparagus popped right back up. That's a whole nother story. Year 2 down, 2 more years to go before we can harvest that. But what I did here was, and I did look this up, so this is okay that I did this way. I have pink winter squash, patty pan squash, mouse melons over here, which are the ones, they're the little cucumber melons that look like, what do they look? They look like watermelons. And then I have cucumbers right here and carrots right here, which I'm winging it on the carrots because I don't think this bed is deep enough. Honestly, it should have been in the bigger bed, but I'm not ready to amend that bed just yet. Oh, and the update for anybody that was wondering, my red cabbage is actually still thriving pretty well in just wood chips. The brown stuff you see on top is because I realized that the nutrients were being sucked out by the wood chips decomposing. Those are coffee grounds. And there's some eggshells in there too. And all I did was just throw it on top. And all the yellowing that they had after the first week from actually missing the nitrogen just came right back. So every day I bring out more coffee grounds and I just refresh the bed. I also use the fish fertilizer in it to keep nutrients in it because I know the wood chips need to break down. But honestly, this is not bad at all. This has actually worked out better than I thought it was going to so far. So we'll keep updating on this every time I do a video. I'm at 20 minutes, so I'm just going to show y'all that yes, my apple trees are blooming now. I don't think they're supposed to, but they are, and they're kind of pretty. That's my columnar apple. This is a gala apple. You have to have 2 different types of apples for them to fertilize each other, for you to actually get fruit. And then my blueberries. So they've already bloomed, and the flowers fell, and we're getting beautiful, going to be delicious if I net it in time before all the birds steal my blueberries like they did last year. And then my legacy blueberries that I got last year, one of them is blooming. The other one, this one over here, is not, because my dogs ate it for a snack, which is why you see them covered. Now, they ate it all the way down to almost nothing, and I thought it was going to die. But that is basically it. So every place that I have wood chips, I have coffee grounds and eggshells, which I know aren't broken down and they're not really doing anything, but they were in there because I made breakfast. So this bed is done. That bed is done. And the next video will be this monstrosity of a gigantic bed, which I'm going to have to climb over the chicken wire, which I also use to keep my dogs out. Oh, and then we'll just update because we've got muscadines. And my greenhouse is full of bees right now that seem to be trapped in the greenhouse. So I'm going to have to find a way to let them out. But my grapevines came back this year and they are super strong. They look great. My broccoli in here is bolting, which is exactly what I wanted it to do, because I realized that I planted it too late. And so it wasn't going to get the cold. I then did my onions in produce boxes. Not sure what they look like underneath, but they look pretty good up top. My avocado decided to put out his own sprout himself because I didn't give him a companion last year. And as an update, all of my banana plants died. Remember, if anybody remembers, that I was afraid of the frost because it froze overnight one night right before I got my greenhouse for me to put them up. And then I have potatoes. I have Yukon Golds and Russets in this one. And I've already backfilled them. I think I'm going to have to move these ones to a bigger grow bag like this one, because that container is not going to be sufficient for us to actually have a good harvest of potatoes. But I do have another grow bag over there in the corner, so we're good to go. All right, guys. If you like the videos, if you want to see more videos, like, subscribe, comment, whatever you choose to do with your time, and we will see you next time. So I'm going to clean up this mess.